Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to look at NRL Fantasy at the conclusion of round 5 of the 2025 NRL season. So lockout hasn't lifted yet, so we can't do the trades and stuff live, but we can review the team and the league. I think the score is pretty close to being right, so we'll take it as read that I scored 759 this week. Which was a couple of thousand spots down in the ranks. But I guess, having a bit of cash in bank, having the likes of Humphreys score a 1, having to play the 17 players that were playing this week wasn't ideal. So, it's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal at the same time. So yeah, have a look through the team. We've got Matt Mazzella scored a 35, so just very solid without being spectacular. Isaiah Yeo with the 68 was really good. Terrell May with the 49 was good. Like obviously not what he has been hitting, him and Haas. So Payne Haas with the 44 as captain. It would have been nice to get Yeo's score, but it is what it is. In the second row, edge, Dylan Egan, we traded in this week, and a 46 from him was really good, so I expect that to be about 300 when it does open up. Jermaine Hopgood with the 37. Again, would like a little bit more given the amount we've outlaid for him, but it's not going to happen every week. Humphreys with the 1, so not sure what his break-even was. He won't lose that much value, but I think he is a trade out at this point. Cleary with the 71, so good return to form for him. Toa with the 52, so he's been awesome since we brought him in. Should be above 400k comfortably this week. Toya probably will be too with his 46. And then Ponga with 28 on what was a sort of quiet night for him against the Dogs. Iongi finally finding a little bit with 59. And Jenkins continues to score well with a 42. So a lot of the cheapies going off this week, which is nice. Hubner being another one on the bench with a 46. Kautoga with a 44, so we'll see some good cash rises from them. Riley Smith should make a bit of money too with his 35. And then Jack Cole only getting the 14. Should still make some money. I think he had a negative break even after his big week last week in week 4. Round 4, I should say. But potentially, if he does make enough, he could sort of be part of a one up, one down sort of scenario. Mitch Barnett, Luke Metcalf, both on the bye. Tom Gill was suspended, and the Wangani Tawasi was a late out through injury. So potentially might be one we have to trade on if it is serious. Still haven't looked into where he is at with that yet. But in terms of the league, so in the first league, got a win over the Flying Pig by 21. So let's have a look. So Ryan's team has got Connor Watson and Nafahu White in the middle. So comparatively good scores with Payne Haas, but I guess Isaiah Yeo scored a little bit better. The edges scored really well. Olakuatu, Nikora, both with a 59. So I had to play Jack Cole in the halves. That's probably not ideal. Yeah, so might be struggling a bit in the halves. But I guess it is what it is. And didn't get Nawangani Tawasi, so Tamale would have sort of slotted in there with his 36. And he's got Kautoga. Jaden Campbell is captain, so 46 there. So then we've got Liam Martin, Iongi, Sandon Smith, and Rob Toyer score off the bench. So not bad from the bench. Yeah. And I guess also Owen Paddy scoring pretty well with the 35 as hooker. But if I just go back to the league fixtures, yes, around 5. So it looks like top score this week was Max 13 with an 890, which is pretty impressive given some of the other scores in the league. So Captain Terrell May, so obviously a few points missed there. Couchman and Nicholson on the edges, so 69, 74, so some great scores there. Tamale Toya. So I have Tedesco with a 62, which is nice. Fletcher Sharp with a 37. So he did seem quite quiet against the Dogs. I didn't. He was sort of a player I didn't really notice was on the field a lot, but if he accrued 37 points, good job. um, and then just trying to see, it doesn't look like he got Purdue 63, which is unfortunate. But the fact he still has Purdue is really nice. Wish I did. But solid contributions off the bench 59, 44, 44, 42. So that's always nice when they can contribute as well. And then in the second league, so Sydney Sweeney's got me by 50 points to be exact. So one of Mark's teams. Um, so this one, I think Captain Cleary was a big help. Like solid contributions from Horsburgh, Watson, May, Seyfarth, Hopgood. But yeah, Cleary's captaincy score was a lot better than mine. Um, yeah, it's the same centres, Toya and Toa. Has Tamale, Campbell and Sharp, solid. And then Couchman on the bench, that was the other big difference maker there. So Jenkins looped in with a 42 is good. Obviously could have got Purdue, which would have been a little bit better. But all in all, solid work there, Mark. And across the league, 864 looks like the top score. So Zip Zip 03, Robert's team. So Mademoiselles, Horsburgh, Olakuatu and Preston in the edges, nice. Cleary as captain was good. So half and a. So I would have copped Sandon Smith's score and Jack Bird's score in there. So not the worst. And so then the bench, Brimson, Humphreys, unfortunately, but Purdue and Paddy's score would have counted as well. So not too bad. Nice work, Robert. Um, so yeah, in terms of trades this week, as I said, it's not open yet, unless it has opened just now as I've been talking. Not likely. But I guess with Humphreys going out, I'm not sure how much cash he'll lose, but I'm going to assume it's like 600. So I would have 900 and a potential trade to spend. So it could be a week where we could do a couple of upgrades. Um, but in saying that, what I'm thinking is with the injury to Humphreys, it could be that the replacement option that we go with is actually Jaden Sullivan. So he'd probably be about 300k. I haven't checked his break evens or anything like that, but he did score all right from memory. If I can access him here, so 37. I mean, if he was locked in at the 7 with say like a Mitchell or a Whiten at 6, I think he's a must-have. If Lewis Dodd is named in the 7 and Sullivan's in the 6, it might not be as such of a hot move. But I think, if Humphreys and Walker both have hamstring injuries, he could get a good run of 80-minute games, in which case he will make some money. If it's 100k or something, that's cool. But, we could potentially, use him and with Cole, and then that would obviously give us the money to get anyone we want for Humphreys. So it's not going to filter, but that's okay. Um, and I guess like we've talked about wanting to get Jaden Campbell in as a wing fullback keeper. That could obviously happen easily now. We could go with a Hines or a Hughes if we just want to lock in another half. Um, other than that, nothing really jumps out. I think that would be the option is to look at one of those three. Um, moving forward, I guess because we do have Metcalf, and we may not have Nwangani Tawasi. Makes me want to lean a bit more towards Campbell. And then obviously a bit of flexibility as well is always helpful. But we'll cover all that in Thursday's video when we look at the round preview. So if there's any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL Fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.